Hey guys, welcome back to Texas Family Life. This is Kristy. I'm a mom of 5 and a homemaker. Most of my days are busy, but I usually pick one day in particular to do all the certain chores that need to get done. This day I had to get my laundry soap made because I was running very low. At the same time, I'm also making breakfast and getting the laundry going and saying prayers with the kids. I will link the video below for the wash recipe that I used to make my laundry soap. I was also out of bread. And I've been loving this Betty Crocker recipe. It's a very old recipe and it makes the best white bread. So going on the stove, I have water boiling for the laundry soap. I've got cream of wheat going for the kids, and then I'm also getting the yeast started to make this loaf of bread. It actually makes 2 loaves. I typically freeze one and leave one out during the week, and that should be enough bread to last us most of the week. Of course, being so busy and trying to multitask comes with its negative side effects. As you'll see here, I stepped away just for a second after adding the washing soda to the pot of boiling water. And these days at my house are far from perfect. We have our big messes that have to get cleaned up. Sometimes food gets burnt, sometimes drinks get spilled, sometimes things boil over on the stove. And you just kind of have to deal with it and be okay. I must say my stovetop got very clean this day. While doing these chores, my kids are typically either doing schoolwork or playing a game. You can see my little boy over there just wanting to read a book and waiting for breakfast to be ready to eat. Most often, one of my children will help me hand out the breakfast, and that's just so helpful. While they're eating or doing their schoolwork, I am still working on getting this bread all together. And you'll find out that this is an all-day process. And that's the wonderful thing about this bread is it doesn't have to be done all at once. It can wait for you to be ready to add the flour, and it can wait to be ready to be kneaded. And I've yet to ruin this bread recipe. I am a huge fan of kneading bread by hand. I feel like it puts so much love into it, and I can actually feel when the bread is ready. I have tried kneading dough in the mixer, and it gives me more trouble than it's worth. I'm always having to stop it and pull it off the dough hook and things like that. So I just love getting my hands messy and making this dough. And my kids love to ask for a pinch of dough so they can make their own little loaves, which I oblige and give them a little bit and let them do that. And it's just a lot of fun, and I hope that they remember making bread with Mama when they get older. Now, I do expect my kids to all pitch in and help out around the house. They can do so many things. It does not have to be big chores. My sweet girl here is 5 and a half, and she is helping me load the dishwasher. I can't tell you the difference it makes of handing things to her and her putting them away. I also found out that these homegrown loofahs are the best scrubbers. I scrub the sinks with them and the counters, and they're just great. I love it so much. Here is my 4-year-old, and she helped me load the laundry. And so now I'm unloading it, and I'm going to bring it outside and hang it to dry. I tried to hang a lot of our clothes to dry because it does save us a ton of money. And some days I just can't do this, and so I do use the dryer, but the days that it is possible, I do try to hang so much of our clothes and save us a ton of money. I highly recommend you trying it and seeing how much it saves you. You will notice a wardrobe change. It got so hot outside so fast. So I'm going to set up this little green bean teepee thing I've seen. Oh, it looks so fun, and I can't guarantee any kind of success. But we grew some beans inside and straws, kind of as a little experiment. So now we're going to transfer these beans into these pots and just see if we can grow a little place for the kids to go in and play, but also something that's going to be beautiful for me to grow some beans. I've never been successful at this. I've never actually tried. So if you have done this before, please comment below. I've heard of the sunflower ones, and those are beautiful. But for some weird reason, I can't grow sunflowers. I have tried. So I'm just taking some sticks I cut down from around the yard, and I'm tying them together. And the plan is to allow the green beans to grow up it. I tied some string around the bottom for the green beans to be able to grow better. And of course, the girls loved helping create this, and I took a picture of them in front of it just so we could kind of do a before and after. But here are the green beans and the straws. Is a lot of fun. With all of our kids and all of our dogs and our cat, I feel like I am sweeping endlessly. I can sweep and then a few seconds later see a little hair pile blow by, and it is so frustrating because I'm like, I just swept, really, I did. But so this is a daily thing. Now the bread is ready to be punched down. This is a couple hours later, and I'm going to dump it out and I'm going to separate it into two. Now I have a trick of how I make the best, fluffiest bread, and I didn't learn this until about a month ago, and it has been a game changer. Usually I cut my dough in half and then I put one half in one bread container and one half in the other one. But I've learned you roll it out first to put more air into it and to make it fluffier, kind of like store-bought bread. My bread has always been very dense and crumbly, but since I've started doing this, like I said, it is a game changer. So you just roll it out a little bit and roll it up. You push the sides down and pinch it underneath the bread to keep it sealed and from coming undone. And it actually shows you in the cookbook how to do it like this, and I just never knew. I told my mom about my little revelation, and she seemed like she had already known this, but it sure didn't get past to me. So I am just over the moon excited to be able to make bread this way now. After I set these aside to rise, they actually sat there for a few hours to rise. I didn't wait till it was doubled. I just left it because we had to go to see something very cool. As Catholics, we like seeing relics. And there's different levels, but a first-class relic is an actual piece from a saint. So we got to go see the arm of St. Jude, which is, of course, Jesus' apostle. And there are so many miracles in the church attributed to St. Jude. So it was just wonderful to go and see this relic and be able to say that we were that close to St. Jude, Jesus' apostle, one of the men who got to walk by Jesus and, learn firsthand from him. And it's a common misconception that Catholics pray to saints. We do not pray to saints. We ask them to pray for us because we know that their prayers are powerful. So they are actually bringing our prayers to Jesus. And St. Jude is no different. Their intercessions are just incredible. We got home around 5:30, and this is what the bread looked like. It is way bigger than I would have left it if I had been home, but it ended up being delicious. I made one of my favorite quick meals, which is just a bunch of different pastas that have been sitting in the pantry. I mix them all together and cook them all. And then I cooked some tomatoes and some tomato sauce on the stovetop and just poured it over. And that was a simple, quick, and relatively nutritious dinner. I know pasta's not the best for you, but it was a warm, hot, homemade meal. And the kids loved it. My husband loved it. There was nothing left when we were done. So this was a very go, go, go day. There was no time for stopping or sitting down. And these are some of my favorite days. I love getting lots of things done. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope that you have a blessed rest of your week. I hope this video inspires you to get a lot done this week. And here is the bread when it's all done. It was just so good. It's beautifully browned. Bye, guys.